They say men are simple. But when it comes to love, nothing could be further from the truth. A man's mind is layered: pride, fear, desire, ego, and a quiet longing for connection, all sitting together in one heart. Most men won't admit this, but the right text from a woman can stay in their head for hours, sometimes days. Not because of the words alone, but because of how those words make them feel. In this video, we'll talk about the 5 kinds of texts men secretly love to get from women. The ones that melt through pride, stir emotion, and make a man think, she's different. Before I continue, I strongly recommend watching this video without skipping any section, because each part builds on the one before it. And while you're here, kindly hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your loved ones. Thank you. Now let's begin. Secret text number 1. The "I see you" text. Every man, no matter how strong, loud, or confident, wants to be seen. And I don't mean noticed. I mean truly seen. The kind of text that cuts through the noise of the day and says, "I noticed how hard you've been working lately. You deserve a quiet night to rest." Or, "You looked really focused earlier. I like that about you." You see, for men, validation is like oxygen, but they're rarely given permission to breathe it in. Society tells men to be strong, not needy. So when a woman gives genuine acknowledgement, not flattery, not performance, but simple appreciation, it does something powerful. Psychologists call this emotional attunement, the ability to sense and reflect someone's emotional state in a validating way. Dr. John Gottman, one of the most respected relationship researchers, says that emotional attunement is the foundation of lasting intimacy. When you send a text that says, "I see you," in your own way, without exaggeration, you're not chasing him. You're connecting with his humanity. And most men find that irresistible. Secret text number 2, the effortless warmth text. There's a kind of text that makes a man feel light, the kind that reminds him that love doesn't have to be heavy or complicated. It might look like, "You crossed my mind, and it made me smile." Or, "I just remembered your joke from yesterday, still funny." It's not deep. It's not trying to provoke or seduce. It's easy. Men fall for women who make them feel emotionally safe. And one of the easiest ways to do that is through warmth, a softness that doesn't demand, doesn't guilt trip, doesn't overthink. In psychology, this is tied to positive reinforcement. When a man associates you with calm, light, positive feelings, his brain literally begins to crave interaction with you. Neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman once explained that dopamine, the pleasure and motivation chemical, spikes not from reward itself, but from anticipation of a rewarding connection. So, every time you send a light, warm text, you create a pattern in his mind. You equal good energy. It's simple, but it works like magic. Secret text number 3, the "I miss your presence" text. Now, this one needs balance. There's a fine line between showing affection and sounding needy. But when it's done right, this kind of text hits deep. Something like, "It feels a bit quiet without you." Or, "I didn't realize how much I'd gotten used to your presence until today." These texts are powerful because they don't beg for attention, they invite it. Men want to feel wanted, but in a way that respects their freedom. When a woman expresses longing without control, it gives him room to step closer willingly. It speaks to what psychologists call autonomy-safe connection, when love isn't forced but freely chosen. A man's instinct is to protect his space, but once he feels emotionally safe with you, that space becomes something he wants to share. This kind of message reminds him that your presence brings comfort, not pressure. And that's how real attachment begins. Secret text number 4, the playful curiosity text. Let's be honest, men love play. It's how they connect, how they test, and how they flirt. The right kind of playful text can trigger a man's natural curiosity and excitement. Something like, "Guess what I'm thinking about right now? You have 3 tries." Or, "I just saw something that reminded me of you. Not telling yet." This works not because of the words themselves, but because of the tone, light, teasing, mysterious. Psychologically, playfulness releases dopamine and oxytocin, 2 chemicals linked to pleasure and emotional bonding. When used sparingly, it keeps the conversation alive, unpredictable, and emotionally rich. But here's the key: it should feel natural. If you force playfulness or use it to hide insecurity, it backfires. Genuine curiosity and wit come from being relaxed, not performative. The women who master this understand a simple truth. You don't chase attention, you invite it. And when you do, men lean in. Secret text number 5, the "you bring out my best" text. This is the one that hits his soul. It's not flattery. It's recognition. It's when you tell a man that his presence, his energy, his actions make your world feel safer, happier, or more alive. For example, "You have this calm energy that makes me relax around you." Or, "Talking to you reminds me to stay grounded." I like that. This type of message activates a man's provider identity, not in a material sense, but in a deeply emotional one. Dr. Robert Glover, author of No More Mr. Nice Guy, talks about how men are biologically wired to feel valuable when they can positively impact a woman's emotional world. When you tell him he adds to your life, not completes it, but adds, you awaken that instinct. You make him feel significant. And significance is the quiet hunger every man carries beneath his ambition, strength, and pride. What not to send? Before we close, it's just as important to understand what doesn't work. Overly emotional paragraphs that demand reassurance. Texts filled with sarcasm or emotional tests. Messages that sound like you're keeping score. "I texted last, now it's your turn." These don't just drain connection. They break the subtle emotional rhythm men need to feel safe. Remember, men fall in love through peace, not pressure. The most attractive texts are not the ones written to impress. They're the ones written with emotional intelligence. When you understand the psychology behind communication, you stop playing games and start building connection. You realize that the right message doesn't just make him smile, it plants a memory. And when that memory is tied to warmth, ease, and admiration, it becomes the space he returns to again and again. So next time you pick up your phone, don't think of what to get from him. Think of what to give. Presence, peace, curiosity, and genuine care. Because in the end, that's what men really commit to. Not the words you send, but the energy behind them. If you found this video helpful, take a moment to breathe before you text him. Let your calm lead. Let your presence speak. And remember, real attraction isn't built on chasing attention. It's built on creating moments that feel like home.